Good morning, grade 10. How are you today? I hope you are fine. Today, we'll continue the second part of our last lesson, lesson 7, which talking about double angle and half angle identities. Now, I will introduce you today to the identities that are talking about half angle. Now, sine the angle over 2. That's how we call it half angle, because we halved the angle. Sine of a over 2 is square root of 1 minus cosine a over 2. But why did I put positive or negative? Because I choose the positive or negative sign for the which quadrant that this theta, this angle theta over 2 lies on. If it is lie on the quadrant 1, both the sine and cosine will be positive. So I will choose only the positive sign. For cosine a over 2, it is 1 plus cosine a over 2. Square root of 1 plus cosine a over 2. So for the sine, it is 1 minus. For the cosine, it is 1 plus. And here now, it could be positive or negative, as I told you, according to which quadrant that it is lies on. And tan a over 2, it is positive or negative, 1 over. Now for the tan, it's very easy, since that the tan of a over 2 is sine over cosine. So if you divide sine over cosine, you will find that is the square root of 1 minus cosine a over 1 plus cosine a, positive or negative, according to which quadrant it will lies on. Now, let's start. Let's start with the problem 4. What is the exact value of each expression? Use half angle identities. I want now to find sine of 15. Now the first step, this 15, we have to write it as 30 over 2. So I want now to find sine of 30 over 2. Now, 30 over 2, it could be positive or negative. The square root of 1 minus cosine 30 over 2. Then, positive or negative, square root. Now, 1 minus cosine A, what is cosine 30? It is square root of 3 over 2. So, 1 minus square root of 3 over 2 over 2. Now, by calculator, 1 minus square root of 3 over 2 over 2 is 2 minus square root of 3 over 4. If I put this answer under the square root, it would be 0.25. Now, positive or negative? Since now 30 over 2 or 15, it is in the first quadrant and it is positive, so and the sign is positive, so it will be positive 0.258. This is now the sign 15. If you try it now on the calculator, sine 15, it is 0.2588. That means that I solved true. Now, cosine 150. I want now to find the cosine of 150. Now, 150, I will write it as 300 over 2. So, it is positive or negative. Now, since I'm talking about 300 over 2 or 150, which is lies on 150, it is in which quadrant? It is between 90 and 180. So 150 it is here. Because of that, because 150 is between it and the cosine here is negative, so the answer I will choose the negative sign. Then square root of 1 plus cosine 300 over 2. Yeah. Now minus square root of 1 plus cosine 300. What is cosine 300? It is the same as cosine 60, but a negative sign. Yes, so it will in I mean, let's put that with cosine in the quadrant 4 is positive, so it will be positive 1 over 2. It is the same as cosine 60 plus 1 over 2. It is negative square root of 1 plus 1 over 2 is 3 over 2 over 2. So it is square root of 3 over 4. Then minus square root of 3 over the square root of 2, which of 4, which is 2. So the answer is negative square root of 3 over 2. Let's have now this got it. What is the exact value of sine 150? The same now. We say sine 150. I will write it as 300 over 2. It is now in the quadrant 4. In the quadrant, quadrant 2, the sign here is positive, so it will be positive. Then square root of 1 plus 1 plus cosine 300, 1 plus cosine 300, which is 1 over 2. For the sign, it is plus or minus, is minus. So here we have 1 minus. So it is positive. 1 minus 1 over 2, it is 1 over 2. Over 2, it is 1 over 4. Square root, because I can't dispute the square root. So positive 1 over square root. This is now the sign of 150. 1 over, 1 over 2. Okay, now tan 150. Let's see here. Here we can find tan of 150 by 2 ways. We can divide it as sine 150 over cosine 150. Since I found both of them by now, I can divide sine 150, which is 1 over 2, but here is positive, and cosine 150, it is negative square root of 3 over 2. So I can say it is negative 1 over square root of 3, because I find both of cosine and sine. If I didn't find it, I can say that tan what's the problem here? Tan I'm sorry, there's a problem. Tan